Hey everyone, this is Kevin the Apptrepreneur. Welcome to a little Saturday morning live stream. This is kind of the mini live stream before the big live stream the next day. It's usually a little shorter and usually a little bit more focused. This should not be any more than 10, well, maybe 15 minutes at the most. I'm just going to say that. I know I've said it before and it's turned to an hour. However, I am going to the gym, so this is going to be a short one. And there's a couple things that I want to talk about. One is in the title of the video itself, and the other's kind of related to it. So, yesterday, something really big happened with the Uber stock. And the funny thing is, in most cases, this shouldn't be considered that big of a deal. However, considering what's been going on, well, this is a big deal. The Uber stock finally went above its IPO price. Now, that seems almost like a shallow victory. That seems like such a shallow victory, really, because this was a stock that was supposed to be like, opening at like 80 or something dollars, and it didn't even come close to doing it, and it's been fuddling around under $40 for most of the year actually. And now it finally went above the IPO price. So now Uber is worth a little bit more than when it launched. This is good for the company. However, it will be a short-lived victory. The stock is at like $46.22 right now. So, like I said, very, very small victory. Now then, because of recent events and to fulfill a promise I made earlier, I bought some Uber stock. Now, granted, it's not much. In fact, it's specifically one share. It's one share. It's just enough to say I am an Uber stockholder. Now, I have been very upfront and open that I was going to do this for a while. I hadn't done it yet because I was waiting for the stock to hit like $30 or something like that. I'm going to explain why I was always intending to buy stock, why I bought it now, and what I'm going to do with it in the future. Because here's the reason why I always said I was going to be buying Uber stock. It wasn't because I believe in this company. I clearly don't believe in this company's ability to make money or really make any major impact outside of a dubious legacy that they came up with a great idea and will eventually go bankrupt. So, therefore, I am not willing to invest any more money than buying just one share. However, I always wanted to buy a share of stock for a very simple reason. I want to be able to have a legitimate reason to tell people who say, why do you complain about Uber and Lyft for that matter? And my response is now going to be a very honest one. Well, I'm an investor in the company. So therefore, I actually have a dog in this fight. And as an investor of the company, I am allowed to complain or praise as much as I want this company. But either way, I am now totally invested in this company's future. Yeah, it's one share, but hey, as great companies say, even if you've got one share of stock, you are investing in us, so your voice is important. So, as a shareholder, I now have an invested interest in this company doing well. Now, why did I buy it now instead of waiting till it was $40? Well, it has still been going up and down for the last couple of weeks. However, it's been trending more up than it is down. I've been reading the investment articles, not all of which I share here. I don't share all of them here because there's just too many of them. However, most of the articles are positive as opposed to negative. It has, at least on Robinhood's app, a 69% buy rate with a 35% hold and a 1% sell. That shows me that the investors did not take the fact that the first earnings report had $1 billion loss, a $1.4 billion loss, I think, seriously. Now, here's what that also tells me. It tells me they have not been paying attention to this company because the fact that they can lose $1.1 billion and all these companies are still writing this is the future of the company is this, it's still a great long-term investment. I don't know how many of these people realize that losing $1 billion isn't some rare thing for Uber or Lyft for that matter. It's actually the norm. So I think it's going to trickle up a little bit, and then once the second or maybe even the third, um, the third earnings report comes up, I think that's when reality is going to hit them, and it's going to start dipping. So I do intend to sell this stock before the second earnings are reported, because once the second earnings report comes out, I think they're going to realize that losing $1 billion every quarter is actually a very normal is part of the course for this company, and as a result, it'll start to tank a little bit. At least that's what I think. Now, I'm not willing to bet like 10 shares that that's going to happen. However, with one share, yeah, I'll do that. And I might profit 10, $15. Who knows what will happen. Now, after it tanks, if it gets down to $30 again, then I will buy my share back, because I do want to, for the most part, have a share of Uber and Lyft stock. Now, I didn't buy the Lyft stock because it's still above what I want to really pay for it. And that hasn't necessarily been going up and down. It's just been kind of steady for the most part. So the Uber stock is, at the very least for the time being, trickling up. And if it continues to trickle up before the second earnings report comes in and they realize what they're in for, I might make $10. That said, even if I don't, oh well. Because here's the thing. I always wanted a share of stock just to say I have a vested interest in this company. I mean, here's the thing. Most of you know that I am pretty upfront about not driving. I mean, it's kind of funny how people act like this is like the make it or break it deal for me. This is why I can't be trusted. It's like, no, 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 no. I'm upfront about not driving, and I am very honest about the reasons why I no longer drive. I think it's personally more sinister, not talking about anyone in particular, but you might think of a few people who give out Uber advice and give strong opinions on Uber when they really have never drive, or they drove very, very little, and they don't make an act they don't take an active part to be part of the community. I drove for a few years, and I immersed myself in the community, and I discussed the news. I'm not even an Uber channel. I'm a technology and app channel, and Uber's just the main focus of the channel. I mean, those of you who like pay attention to my videos every day, not all the videos are about Uber. There's other videos about Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Microsoft, Apple. I talk about other things than Uber. Uber just happens to be the ones that get the most views. So so I get tired sometimes of the comments like, well, you don't drive. Why should I take you seriously? Well, now I'm an investor in the company. Does being an investor in the company make me, more well versed in this topic? I don't know, but it's something I can come back to. I mean, Peterson made this great comment where one of the reasons he was buying Uber stock is because he saw that when Uber went public, people would be in the car saying, I'm an investor in the company, so you must do what I say. And he wanted the stock so he could say, well, I've got stock in the company too. So I therefore am an investor as well. So there are some non-financial reasons to own Uber stock. I really didn't think I'd be buying it at $45. Yes, this is the real Kevin Dustin. I honestly thought it would get down to 30 before I bought, but again, it was on the uptick. I think what's going on right now is the investors don't realize this $1 billion loss is a normal thing. They just see flying cars and self-driving technology. They see them buying a company, a data company that will help their self-driving car features. Heck, maybe they even see like a company that could potentially be acquired by Apple or Google now that they're investing in their own autonomous vehicles. So I don't 100% know why the stock's ticking up, but it is ticking up. It is affordable. And as long as I get rid of the stock before the second earnings report comes out, um, yeah, yeah, you get it, Dustin. You get it. As long as I think as long as I can sell the stock before the second earnings report comes out, because that's, I think, when as they say, the is going to hit the fan that's currently on. So, yeah, Bootsy, that's a good reason. By the way, this is not financial advice for anyone. If someone said, "Do you recommend buying Uber stock?" I'm like, no, I do not recommend buying Uber stock. So that's, I think it's a bad long-term investment. I think it's a terrible long-term investment. I've got very specific reasons I'm investing in Uber stock. So, and soon Lyft stock. You know what stock I might invest in? I might invest in Slack. I'm gonna give it. I'm not gonna buy Facebook's. Facebook is gonna get broken up because of that Libra thing. So no, Libra's a bad investment. That is going to be a bad investment. So, like crypto. Look, I know everyone likes crypto right now. Like, you can't duplicate it, things like that. Guess what? Once you can duplicate it, crypto becomes useless. They will figure it out, and that's gonna then tank. So, there's a lot of reasons to be very suspicious of crypto, and I'm not gonna get in there. You say you can't duplicate it now, but here's the thing: if it's digital, you can figure it out. There's a lot. I mean, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Remember how for years people said you couldn't hack an Apple computer, or Apple computers couldn't get viruses? Well, guess what? Now you can. People figured it out. You give the hackers long enough, they will figure it out. Hacking stuff is a sport to them. So so yeah, no. And here's the other thing. I mean, I know I'm quoting like a funny little show here, but The Big Bang Theory had an episode where Leonard, one of the main characters, realized he had like a crypto on a on the computer, and it was like he had not looked at it for a Bitcoin, and he hadn't looked at it for a long, long time. And he saw how much it was. So it's like, oh shoot, I should sell this thing. He went to find it, he couldn't find it, and then he found out his roommate Sheldon actually downloaded it and put it on a Batman USB drive. To hide. It was petty revenge for something. And Leonard like said, I lost the the Batman USB years ago, and they lost their money. And then the joke went a little further when someone had found the Batman USB drive and needed some space, like, oh, I know, here, wipe this clean and put it on there. And then the crypto is gone. I mean, now that is obviously a very sitcom thing to happen. However, you can still lose the crypto. You can put it on and the device can still be wiped clean. If your crypto is on a computer that crashes one day, crypto is not the safe thing people think it is. It really isn't. You know what's honestly the safest thing to do? And I don't normally recommend people do this, but money. And yeah, I do have a lot of money. Money. It's a lot harder to lose money. You can't duplicate. I mean, you can't easily duplicate it these days. I mean, they have so many ways of determining whether or not it's fake money now. So, I'm not going to invest in crypto. Pretty much. I think I have a little. I had a little crypto for a while. Sold it. I needed some money, and now it's too expensive to get in. And if it starts crashing, that's kind of the sign that I'm gonna, either way. And I really do not like the fact that Facebook wants to control my money. Facebook controls way too much as it is. There's a reason they need to be broken up. It's like, oh yeah, the people who collect my information, who sell my information, who has shown to be completely incompetent with my information, and by the way, deletes people's activities based on political opinions that they don't like. Yeah, those are the kind of people I want controlling my money. No, no, thank you. They can take They can take their Libra coins, bend Mark Zuckerberg open his butt cheeks, and just shove the Libra up there. That's where Libra can go. So, There you go. That's my opinion of Libra. That is totally my opinion of Libra. By the way, that's what Dara Khosrowshahi can do with his Uber stock too. I just want to have one share to say I just want to again I want to have one share so that when I complain about them, and I'll be putting this it in the descriptions that I'm an investor now so that people are aware of that. Why are you not sponsoring streetteams.com? I don't sponsor anyone. Like I don't know what you're talking about. Like I don't put ads on other people's channels or apps. I don't do that. So I don't know. I've never done that. I'm just I make my videos and I share my opinions. I talk about the news. Now, street teams. I mean, let's talk about street teams. I have to admit, I have not looked at the street teams website as much as I wish I had. But from what little I've seen, it's a nice site. So it could potentially be a really big deal. I mean, why do I sound butthurt? I don't sound butthurt. Um, I don't sponsor I don't sponsor things. Like, um, I just I don't. I like you ordered street like see I think Street Team's a website. I don't know. I'm not familiar with it yet. Um, that's just the thing. I haven't had time to really look at it yet. Yeah, I've been busy with wedding planning and stuff like that, guys. I mean, and videos take a huge priority. So, what little free time I have these days, I've been working on the videos for you guys and the videos on the other channels and watching an episode of Jessica Jones because I have to do something fun in the day and I'm kind of savoring the last season knowing that I'm not going to see any more. So, you know, um, I will look at it a little bit more, but I'm never going. And look, if I like it, I might say, "Hey, go check it out." Um, Although since that's right, Sheer Professor's little baby, then yeah, check it out. I mean, obviously, I like that guy, and he's done some good stuff before, so I have no reason to believe it's bad. But I won't. I'm not going to actually like put a sponsorship on anything because I just don't do that. Um, like I also was sponsored by Mail Pranks at one point, and they did that for like a couple months, and they decided it wasn't a good fit. People, just the ads didn't help their business very much, so that's fine. But the other company said, "Oh yeah, we get a lot more signups thanks to your business." So you know, that's the thing. So you know, but I will be check. But I mean, I will be checking it out. I just have not had the time. So Maximo is still advertising. Yes, Dustin. In fact, I've got a contract with them that they're going to advertise through at least September, and they've and so that's nice of them, and they still seem pretty happy with me. I'm still happy with them. I mean, right now they just got to figure out. And just to comment quickly on that, because I know that yesterday's video did get a lot of people. Like, sorry about that, folks. Pressed the wrong button there. I know a lot of people were a little, yeah, it's not buffering. I accidentally pressed a button. So, uh, yeah, I got a lot of people talking. And yeah, I am fully aware that Lyft is allowed to block people from hacking into their system if you didn't make an agreement. But here's the thing: I do believe Lyft is hurting their case. Lyft is basically saying, "Oh, where you can do whatever you want. You can be your own boss. You can switch between apps," and then they deliberately block an app that they know is not stealing information. They know it's not making money off them. It's just helping people use the tools the way they want to use them. And it's really just a step below in some ways. Like, well, what what would stop Lyft from saying, "Hey, You're getting on and off too much. Clearly, you're using the two phone trick, so you're deactivated. Like, if they don't want to be regulated, they really need to not do that. I mean, it's kind of like what happened with Nintendo and their no streaming thing that they had for a while, where all these other companies were letting you live stream their games. And granted, technically that's illegal. That's a copyright. So it's illegal, but the game company saw that, hey, you know what? We make our case better that this game is worth buying if people play the game live. People watch it, like, that looks fun, I'm gonna buy it. Or heck, even if it looks terrible, Goat Simulator became a really big hit because PewDiePie played it. So the thing is, even though Lyft is technically within their right to, that's my notification that I need to be heading off to the gym in 2 minutes. Um, you know, if they want to make their case like the drivers are free to do whatever they want and we're not going to stop them, well, now they're stopping them. It doesn't matter if technically they're right. It looks like they are literally getting in the driver's way of how they are going to drive. Hey, Rideshare Lisa, and hi, Alex. Nice to see you. No, that was just an alarm. Todoist is awesome, by the way. I love using Todoist to manage my daily tasks. So, so that's why this is, as they say, a complicated situation, a very complicated situation. Because is Lyft in the right? Yeah, they kind of are. I had to admit that in yesterday's video. However, are they ethically in the right? Well, that's a lot more complicated. You can't say that with a straight yes with a straight face as easily unless you're just totally on their side. And granted, I'm not on their side. I've definitely got a bias. Heck, I've probably got more of a bias because I'm invested in Uber and not Lyft at the moment. So, who knows? But oh, thank you. Yes, I love the podcast. Well, we'll have Dustin on it some other time whenever Cecily or Mike don't show up. Mark's usually pretty consistent. So, well, JC, don't call me traitor yet. I mean, I know you're a little late, but once you... Oh, hi, Katie. Are you at the house yet? Do we need to leave? I mean, I thought you'd be here in 10 minutes. We're now at 22. um, I bought the stock for a reason, and it's one share. So, anyway, when the video ends, go back, watch the first 10 minutes. You'll see where I'm getting at. It's yeah, now I can say I own Uber. And by the way, the coverage is not going to change. I mean, if anything, it's like that will show exactly where I stand because it's like I mean, wait till you see some tomorrow and Monday's videos. Like, I'm not going to be going easy on Uber. And here's the thing. Oh, okay. Well, maybe we can do this for 10 more minutes, guys. So here's so yeah, I guess this is gonna be a 30-minute video then. I don't know. Yeah, Katie, you're popular. So where was I? Here. Oh yeah, here's the thing. I'm taking sponsorships. Oh, Katie's not here, and she doesn't want to be a moderator. She really, does not like being a moderator, so that's fine. I can't plan that far. Yeah, I have to plan that far ahead. Yeah, he has an ownership here. He now deserves blame too. Well, I don't know. You could take this however you want. However, my two sponsorships involve Uber to some extent. Like, Maximo is a product that I agree with. Even if I don't like driving for Uber and Lyft, I do believe in the product. So, obviously that's a app that benefits when I encourage people to drive Uber and Lyft, and I don't do that very often. So I'm still pretty honest about. I think that should show that my opinions won't change much if I have Uber stock. Um, yeah, she owns me. That's for certain. Ah, Dustin, it's fun having you in the chat room. It really is. So any so anyway, that's what about Lyft stock? I do still intend to buy a Lyft stock as well. However, Lyft stock, first of all, that's a little bit more expensive. Secondly, that hasn't moved at all. So I'm waiting for them to report their second quarter earnings before I buy, because since that's not eeping up. I bought Uber now because it's edging on the upward trend. So if I can sell it before um, the second earnings report, I might profit $10. Lyft, I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to wait for their second earnings report. They're going to lose $1 billion. It's going to go down to 40 or something dollars. So we just went into it. I'm not. Crypto's a bad investment. Crypto is such a bad investment, in my opinion. So I know people say that I am not educated on crypto, even though I had crypto at one point. But no, I'm just. Here's a funny thing: is like now everyone's talking about investing in crypto when 2 years ago it was crashing, and it was like, don't invest in crypto, it's crashing. It was a fad, and then it's going up again, and it's like, guys, it's no bet. It's no better than the stock market. It really isn't. So crypto seems to come and go, but as I said earlier, once hackers figure out a way to duplicate it, it's useless at that point. It's just totally useless at that point. So, you know, I don't believe you can have a true foolproof digital future currency. So, and that includes Bitcoin. So, it's a nice little experiment, but it's oh hey Mike, how you doing? I think it's gonna I think it's gonna tank in the long haul. I don't care if Facebook's doing it. And again, since Facebook's doing it, the government's gonna break them up over it. So, you know, that however, here's the thing. And here's the other funny thing. People act like the stock markets are like the most volatile thing in the world. Like, guys, stock markets don't crash as often as you think they do. Most of the stocks are supposed to be long-term investments, and most stocks pay dividends. So you buy a little stock, and you do that for over the years for the most part stable companies if you're smart about it, and you get dividends all that time, and it brings in nice little money. My portfolio is up thousands of dollars over the years of buying just $50 or so a week. So, you know what? I have some strategies with stocks that even when they fail, like the MoviePass stock did, it doesn't hurt so bad. Like, this is not financial advice. I always have to say this, but this is what I personally do. It's like I have at least 75% of my stocks in companies that are stable and unlikely to go anywhere. These are your Disneys, your Microsofts, your Apples, your Googles. I don't own Amazon anymore. I definitely oppose them on a moral standard, so I will not buy them. I've even got some Facebook in there. Although I think I'm at the point I'm gonna sell Facebook soon. I think because I think they're in for a world of hurt. And then 25% of the stocks are stocks that are companies that, aren't established yet, but they could be big, and there's some suggestions they will be big in the future. These are your Netflix. This is going to be their Slack. So, you know, actually, I was putting Sony in this category, but Sony actually kind of recovered. I bought like quite a few Sony stocks like several years ago at like $7 a share. Now they're like 45. So yeah, that actually worked out pretty good for me. And with each company, I never have more than 5% of my stock wrapped up in one company. That way, should a company start to tank, like MoviePass, because that's the only stock that, well, and Rite Aid. Rite Aid did not do very well for a while, and I got out of Rite Aid. If they should start to tank, then it's not like my portfolio gets hurt negatively. It's not fun when it gets hit negatively, but it doesn't hurt too much. So, and I focus a lot on stocks that pay dividends so that they're paying back while I'm investing in them. So there is a way to do this. Um, and not lose your shirt. What people freak out about, and admittingly, an app that I like to recommend is probably one of the reasons why people have this thing. Like, I like using Robinhood primarily to buy stocks now. My Robinhood portfolio is not huge. I was using Fidelity for years. However, with Robinhood, there's no transaction fee. So I'm starting to buy stocks on Robinhood and Slack. The problem with Robinhood is that they make it so clear, like with the money going up and down, and they are constantly notifying you, hey, the stock is down, hey, the stock is up. It kind of encourages like on the fly trading and selling because people are like, oh no, it's down 5%, I gotta get out of it. And it's like, no, it's a long haul thing. You're doing the long haul. Yeah, Fidelity, they um you know, that's the that's like the bank sanctioned way to buy stocks. So and they've got like the charts and everything, so it's really neat. But the how should I put the yeah, Robinhood, even though I like using it because I save a lot of money on the transaction fees, encourages reckless selling off. It encourages you to recklessly sell your stock. It makes you panic sometimes. And so sometimes it's like you see, oh shoot, the stock's gone down like the last week. I gotta sell, and it's like I have I have the self control to not do that, of course. So, um, the but if you play stock long term, you rarely get burned. Like the housing market crash, the Great Depression, these are very rare things to happen. If you do this smartly, you will, for the most part, be fine. So, yeah, Dark Road Run is good at live streaming. So, anyway, wow, this video ended up being double the amount of time than I expected it to be. I thought this was going to be 15 minutes, and now we're at 32. And I still need to get ready for going to the gym. Oh, you're welcome, Gary. Thanks for joining us. So, I am going to end this video here. There will be a live stream tomorrow and new proper videos up tomorrow. I think Saturday is going to be like a little mini live stream in the morning, and then, um, well, again, JC, I did it for a very specific reason, and the coverage isn't going to change. It just isn't. Like this. In fact, I'm going to say this one more thing since we're talking about on the fly investing. Ironically, this is like one of the few times I kind of got involved in the on the fly investing because I see it eking up a little bit, and it's like, and I know it's going to crash again once the second earnings come out, but in the meantime, it's going up. Investors don't seem to realize $1 billion losses is a very normal thing every quarter. So since they don't seem to realize that, hey, buy a stock. If it gets to $55 before the second quarter earnings, then hey, I'll sell it. I'll profit $10, maybe 9, something like that. And then it will tank. And then if it goes down to 30, I'll buy it again. You know. So, well, yeah, I mean, when a girl says 10 minutes, it usually means an hour. So, but yeah, yes, the Get Upside app. Yeah, I've been loving that app. I've actually saved some money on gas on that. So, however, I do need to get my music ready, everything. It's gym day. So, anyway, thanks you everyone for tuning into the live stream and commenting. I know the news is definitely take some of you back. Some of you don't like it. I hope I've explained my position as well as I could. However, just to let you know, well, if you're gonna make a live video, live video on the Get Upside app. Okay, well, anyway, if you were gonna make a video on the stock, it's like, well, Kevin, Apptrepreneur now owns Uber, so thanks, JC. So, and yeah, I'm gonna bring my water with me. So, anyway, I kind of like these mini live streams on Saturdays. They don't bring in the audiences or the money, but I like the smaller, more intimate setting feelings of them. So we might just do mini live streams on Saturdays, make kind of like a weekly thing out of it. So maybe we can even talk about random things. I don't know. But anyway, tune in for tomorrow's live stream because we're gonna be talking about the presidential debates on the Democrats and what they did and didn't say about rideshare. it should be very, very tense. So, anyway, you know the drill for everyone who's watching this after the fact. Comment below, like, favorite, share, subscribe. If you enjoy my videos, consider becoming a Patreon member. It's totally optional, of course, but even as little as $1 a month goes a long way to helping the channel run smoothly, and you get access to my Patreon's exclusive blog. Also, if gas prices are getting you a little down these days, check out the Get Upside app below. It's totally free, but you get cash back on every gas purchase. Consider checking out one of my other YouTube channels, Kevin T. Rodriguez or the Apptrepreneur Vlogs, if you want more content from me that's a little different from what we do on this channel. And if you want to talk to me or other fellow rideshare people, check us out at the Apptrepreneur Hangouts on Facebook. And as always, flame responsibly. Have a good one. Oh, by the way, there was one thing about the stock that I forgot to mention. I probably should have said this right from the get-go. But just because I have bought Uber stock does not mean that I endorse the stock. Let's just make it absolutely clear. Okay, now flame responsibly and have a good day.